In this video segment, we're going to bring up Benchmark for Windows and show you a few of the Windows things you can do with it and how they actually function. Here we'll double click on the Benchmark for Windows icon and the menu will come up. One of the first things you might want to do is size this window to be a little larger. I know I personally like that. So here we can go by clicking on this icon here. This little menu comes up. And we can go to Properties, and we can go to this Layout tab you see up here, and we can control our window size, width and height. Okay, so here I'd like my height to be a little bigger, maybe fill up the screen, and if I wanted to go a little wider I could. And then I can say OK and apply properties to the current window only, yes. And now when I click on this Windows Expand icon here, you'll see it'll expand to fill the space as I just defined it. One handy way to use some of the Windows functions involves navigating around job directories. I've just double-clicked on coordinate geometry and I've come in, and now I'm going to right-click my mouse, and I have this menu series here, and I'm going to want to change to a different job directory. So I click, and it comes up here with this question. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop over to this other window here where I have this job directory called Ken Chang job data, and I click on this and I right click to copy it. Now I can then come back to Benchmark, come up to this little menu right here to the edit and say paste, and lo and behold that menu fills in for that subdirectory completely, and all I need to do now is hit the return key, and now I am using that job directory. So at this point, if I click 123 minus to look at my job list from 1 to 20, I see these 4 jobs here. So at this point, I might want to go 124 minus to open a job, and I'll pick job 4, and it'll ask me whether I want to load coordinates or the whole shebang. I'll just pick Northing and Eastings for this particular pop. And then I'll go 210 minus to list the points. And they'll come up. Now let's say for some reason, now right now as I've done this, I haven't had the printer on, but gee, let's say that for some reason I want to capture this information into some kind of a document. What I can do is go up here to my edit menu and select Mark, and come over here and pick what it is that I want to mark. Holding my left mouse button down, so this area right here I've now marked. I click back up here and I notice that copy equals enter, so I hit the enter key on my keyboard. Screen goes back to this, but now if I come over here, you notice I have the notepad, the Windows notepad open. If I right click here and say paste, notice that all that data that I just copied out of the window here is now over here. So this is a very neat way to grab information and put it somewhere else for safekeeping. So for now, I'll minimize this window and come back into the main benchmark menu. One thing you'll notice is this little slider here that continues, that I can navigate up and down the page I'm working on. What this really does is from the time I start this session until the time I go back to the main Kogo menu, everything I do is going to sort of stay live on the screen. This scrolling screen, the scroll will just become larger and larger, so I can collect several hours of information here simply by, as long as I don't exit the program. This page will remain forever streaming downward. Anyone interested in, say, saving a whole day's worth of work for posterity could simply click up here, go to Edit, click on Select All, which captures the whole screen, no matter how long it is, in one big cut. And then what we can do here is go back over here and edit again and say copy, and then go over to our notepad, come down here and simply little space in there, and then right click and paste, and everything that I picked up there goes right in. So that's a very useful tool. So to summarize, in this video segment we've covered how to use cut and paste to find and get to job directories, and we've also covered how to use it to capture sections of the screen and paste them into Word documents or text documents that you can save or use or take to other places if you need to.